Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So the thing we're looking at today is this new game that sort of just appeared called MetalCore. Really exciting. So this is a proper AAA game studio. They've worked on a lot of really interesting games. As they're all sort of game veterans, sort of kind of 20 year sort of game veterans. Worked on very high end console stuff. I haven't heard of these guys at all. I must admit. And it's interesting because some of the people who work there at LucasArts. I know of two other teams from LucasArts who are working on blockchain games, but this is the third one. So this just goes to show how quickly I think the blockchain game sector is gonna really flip. And now a lot of the game developers coming into it are game developers. They've spent decades making great games. And now they're going right. Let's use this new technology called blockchain. So this is very different. And obviously, we can just see in terms of the quality of what's going on here. This is very different to some of these sort of 2D NFT projects where they're sort of like trying to do a sort of very sort of simple gameplay. Very quickly. I think that sort of approach is not going to work at all because people are going to want these very high end games. So MetalCore is going to be it's still a bit of a way off. So they're announcing now the first sort of NFT mints isn't going to happen until next year. So obviously it's only 2 months away now. But MetalCore is an NFT based open world mech game. So you can imagine that's going to be pretty cool to own these mechs. You can imagine sort of we've all played various forms of mech games. There can be factions because that's what you want. Territorial battles. A mineral-rich alien planet, so we're collecting some minerals here. Vehicles, machines, craft gear, recruit pilots, sell land, develop trade gear. So all the things we'd expect to have in this sort of mech game, but now with a proper blockchain economy behind it. NFTs, I imagine probably sort of token cryptocurrencies as well. So they're saying the MetalCore is the first truly massively multiplayer combat game built on the blockchain, featuring play to earn and win to earn dynamics. So I mean, it's got all the right words in there. This is I'm not going to play the video, but you have a look at it. You can kind of see what's going on here. There's just massive sort of battles, and you can imagine. The thing about NFTs at the moment are they tend to be sort of these flat, sort of 2D things we can put in our Twitter feed. That's fine. I've got nothing wrong with that. No problems with that. But clearly, when you have these game sort of assets, obviously different sort of thing then because maybe they'll be, these will not be necessarily unique, although you may be able to make them unique as the way you sort of equip them and level them up. So it's sort of, something slightly different going on here, but this is just going to look super cool, and I'm sure anyone building these NFTs are going to make sure they look super cool if you put them in your Twitter feed or your Discord or whatever you want to do. So typical sort of thing here. 10,000 is the magic number thanks to CryptoPunks, and I can imagine, currently what we see with some of these NFT drops where they very quickly become worth tens of thousands of dollars. There is an interesting sort of tension here, I think, because some of the big NFT collectors don't like games because they don't like they just for them an NFT in a game is worth less than an NFT you just have in your wallet. So there will be an interesting sort of thing going on here. I think when this sort of artwork and when this sort of momentum hits the NFT market, we're going to see that change pretty quick, I think. Anyway, so the first 10,000, and there's going to be additional sets, so it's going to be booming out. There's a Discord, of course. Everyone has to have a Discord. So we've got some warring factions. I guess it doesn't really matter which one you choose. So we have ground vehicles, aircraft. So lots going on there. PvP, PvE. If you don't want to fight, the whole point about blockchain is you can have assets. And you can become like a team leader, loan out vehicles to earn commissions, sort of like staking. We've seen that in quite a few games. Now that's no surprise. They're going to have land in there, obviously, because why are people in blockchain games not going to have land? I mean, clearly everyone wants to own land. The price of land going through the roof, and all these things. So you can have land, mine it for resources, tax people, own your own stuff, fabricate new vehicles from blueprints. There we go. Marketplaces. And there we go. I'm just just seeing some of this artwork. It's just this is what we sort of expect from cool games. Let's have a quick look at team. I'm always really interested in team. Team for me is really the most important thing. Do these people know what they're doing, or are they just a bunch of people who've never made a game before? So I'm not that I wouldn't pretend to know that I know these people, but we can kind of see these are not young kids. And if we wanted to, we could go and find them on LinkedIn. We can see here as we roll over them, we can see their LinkedIn profile. So these are not people hiding behind pseudonyms, and there are, as we go down, there are sort of there we go, quite a few of them. So generally we have a lot of marketing managers and blockchain advisors in blockchain gaming, and that's fine. But here we have game programmers and we have engine programmers, technical artists, game designers, project managers. Don't see many of those in blockchain games. Loads of artists, environment leads. So it's not just like one artist doing everything. Producers, concept artists, whatever. So that's good to see. We can even I didn't mean to press that. So open position. So this is the company 369 Studios. So they use Unreal 4. That's what they're specialists in. So they got some Unreal 4 stuff, quality assurance, even looking at there. So there we go. I think this is good. It goes back to their websites. This is some of the stuff they've done before. They've worked on this World of Mechs for Oculus Oculus Quest 2. So I guess that's where they've probably got a bunch of the artwork will sort of come from this. Doing another game here, doing some tech support. So again, they're one of these these teams that work with other sort of big teams. They've got a really good sort of technical level, and they can plug into some of the other bigger AAA studios. But they're doing their own thing here as well. Let's go back to that. And then the final thing I wanted to look at was the roadmap. So what they're actually planning to do. So here we are, Q4 2021 announcement, NYC, NFT NYC, that's where we are now. Discord community group, background story reveals. So next quarter we're going to have vehicle minting, gameplay videos, story teaser videos. So land minting, pilot minting. So you need so you can see there's different sorts of NFTs. Alpha play testing for select NFT holders. So that's we're ways off this game being playable. Early access, 50 by 50 multiplayer. So this is pretty hardcore. So we're effectively a year off that. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. But what I like to see here is they know how to make games, and they're not saying we're going to get this super duper game like tomorrow, because they know it takes a long time to make games. So they want to give themselves that sort of leeway. And here this is still early access, so we're a year, effectively a year off early access. Obviously all these things can ship. So anyway, I'm really, I would say, not that I'm a massive sort of mecha gamer, but I think it's interesting. There's this game. There's another one from Animoca Brands, whose name escapes me. Is it Galaxy? Something Galaxies. So we're seeing kind of a few of those sort of appealing, big sort of game items you can own as NFTs. People like that sort of stuff. But we are seeing, it's really been surprising for me to see the acceleration of what I would call traditional games teams coming to blockchain. And they're not messing around. Okay, everyone's doing NFTs, but they're all doing sort of play to earn. They're all having these sort of deeper mechanics. Maybe they don't exactly know what they're doing yet. Obviously, here there's no detail really on what blockchain they're running on. So there's maybe quite a lot of things we don't know yet, but I kind of think that doesn't bother me so much as actually seeing these really experienced teams, and maybe MetalCore won't be a good game, who knows, but I think you get a much better chance of people making great games or exciting games or fun games if you've actually made some games before. And I think a lot of the problems we've had this year in blockchain games, and even up to this point really, is very few teams have been experienced in making games. So it's not been a great surprise that the games haven't been particularly interesting. So hopefully this 2022 is the big year for blockchain games that are a bit more fun and a bit more enjoyable as games. So good. Keep it here, blockchain gaming world. We are tracking the whole thing, trying to track it. At least it's becoming a bit out of control, even for people who have it as their full-time job. But we do our best. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel and see you again soon.